an issue with some of the vehicles, right? The Tesla Model Y doesn't really have an issue right now. Model 3 probably has some sort of issue. But in this next topic, in case you missed it, there was a price increase very, very recently as last night. There was a $250 increase on the Model 3 and the Model Y, and some people are confused on why this actually happened, but there seems to be some sort of consensus or explanation, so we'll get into it. So the title is $250 price increase explained. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. Of course, last night, Sorry Merit was right on top of it, posting all the different price increases, but the TLDR is the Model 3 and the Model Y got price increases of $250 across the board. And I've definitely scoured through this website to see if there's any other sort of price changes. The deposit is still $250. All the options, the fees, everything is still essentially the same. Really, there was no other sleight of hands that they did. And they left the interest rate the same as well. So are they preparing for some sort of interest rate change in the near future? Maybe potentially, or maybe they're trying to price in the lower interest rates that some people might be getting with like TD Bank at 4.49 or 5.49 at the end of the day. But here's a great tweet that I found from Christopher Dungeon that kind of wrapped around some of the thoughts that we were talking about the other day with why they could be, or why Tesla could be increasing the prices left and right, or a small measly increase of 250. And really at the end of the day is potentially to try and create some hype or demand, or create some sort of FOMO on that. If you have not placed an order, then you should really get in right now. So shout out to Christopher Dungeon, quote, "Why only $250? And I want to hear your thoughts on this. Why do you think Tesla increased $250? Do you agree with Christopher Dungeon and our take on this, or do you have another reason? But quote, "Potential sideline buyers see prices go up from here and will pounce now in order to avoid paying more later. See 2021 or 2022." And that's completely correct. If you take a look at most recent price decreases or increases throughout the past year, or even the past 6 months, Tesla changes the price a lot. You can see all through 2021, from April to even June, Tesla increased the price $500, and then another $500, and then another $500. So they could be doing this to try and get people that are on the sidelines, people that don't have an order, or people that have a pending order. Hey, look what we're doing. We're increasing the price. You better take delivery now, because the value of your order, value of the vehicle that you're purchasing, is that much more enticing and valuable, and you made the great decision, so you need to take delivery of your Tesla vehicle. And also the other flip side to this is that if they keep increasing the price, say 500, another 500, and then let's say they've already increased it $1,000 to $2,000, and then they start to offer incentives like free supercharging for 2 years, which they've done in the past very, very recently. Then they've kind of priced themselves in so that they can pay for that free supercharging or free demo discounts or test drive discounts or anything like that. So that could be essentially what they could be doing. So quote from Chris, "Tesla could continue to gradually raise prices throughout the quarter to generate demand, scooping up buyers and waiting for more discount." So this could be the beginning of like the next 3 to 6 months, or even maybe following this same exact calendar right here. You can see not that long ago, a year ago even, in that same type of price range from April, starting in, it looks like March, where they increased it $1,000, and in April they increased it $500, and then late April they increased it $500, and on and on and on. So could Tesla be following this same exact pattern like they did last year, to try and incentivize people to try and build this hype and demand and want so that people could take delivery? They could be, but let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Shout out to Christopher Dungeon for posting this. Definitely some pretty interesting stuff. They did the same thing on the Model S and the Model X by driving it up $2,500, but then of course adding, the free supercharging. So it can definitely be a lot of mind games at the end of the day. And we'll talk about inventory, because this most price increase, definitely not a surprise, or definitely a surprise for most of us, could have some effects on inventory, and that will at the end of the day dictate what Tesla will do with pricing in terms of production and inventory. So we'll talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, which basically means just getting the best possible deal on or best financing right on Tesla. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. But let me know what your thoughts on it are.